Do. I don't know if we're on. We'll see if we're on. This is always complicated.
I guess the 5 minutes was probably more accurate.
We're not on yet.
Oh, well.
I guess we're on. Hello, folks. It's just called live chat. It's called live chat.
I guess the 5 minutes was probably more accurate.
We're not on yet.
Oh, well.
We're on now. Hi, folks.
Oh, my volume down.
It's just called live chat. It's called live chat.
I guess the 5 minutes was probably...
There we go. We're
Much
probably getting
better.
an echo. Hold on. Let me see if I can put this down. Shannon. We've got our logo here. I'm not sure where the talk stuff is. Oh, you're going to get it there. So that's fine. Hey, folks, Friday Night Live. I just interviewed Gil Moore of Triumph, and we ran long. We ran a little long. That's what we were doing. Shannon's wearing a nice dress today. Just going to make sure.
Well, I just had to keep up with you here. You just keep sporting these elaborate shirts. It's like
Very elaborate.
every day a new shirt comes up.
Very elaborate, I must say.
Actually, you tie in really nice with all of your albums in the
Yeah,
back.
this is our room. We finally finished the room. Look, there you go.
Hi, welcome everyone.
There's more. That's not all of there's a whole bunch more over here. But hi, everybody. We're getting some comments.
Boogington Thunderwood. Howdy, kids. Nina says, hey. VE9EMS. Good evening from Shediac. Hello there.
Hey, Shediac. Right on. Shediac.
Glenn says, hello. Hike with Mike. Hey, folks. Hey, Mike.
You know what? Someone told my son it was easier to get his license in Shediac. That's, by the way, for anyone who saw Triumph in their heyday, let me see if I can put this down because it's going. Can you still hear us okay? Just let us know. I think that shouldn't affect people hearing us. But
Christopher says, good evening. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Shannon John. Excellent interview with Mike Reno.
oh, thanks. Mike was really, really nice. So we're doing a 20-part series. It's going to be more than 20 parts because every year is going to have a part. And we're going to start in the 60s. And I asked Gil Moore of Triumph some of his top Canadians. And luckily he mentioned April Wine, Miles Goodwin. He mentioned, there's a whole bunch of people. Randy Bachman gave me some great quotes. Hopefully we'll get Miles Goodwin of April Wine. I've already interviewed him, but maybe get him some more. Oh, look at this closed off body language. It's very...
I just don't want you to fall
very,
back.
very cool. Look, I had a nap before I got on, and I never really touched my hair, and I kind of look like a crazy person who just got out of prison.
Just don't lean back because you're on Chase's drumming chair, and that would be not good.
No, I do all my interviews on Chase's drumming chair. And plus, I was a drummer once.
Paul says, good evening from Newark, Delaware.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Nina. It sounds clear.
Oh, good.
Barry says, nice shirt.
Thank you. I didn't think, when I bought this shirt, I never thought about this line here. It looks like somehow they ran out of, and it's not a cheap shirt. I mean, I always buy nice, expensive shirts on sale. I can't afford to buy the, I don't know if I told you, but Gil Moore had the TV on in the background the entire interview.
Oh.
So we're going to have to buzz it. We're going to have to fuzz it out. I mean, he didn't know. I could have easily told him to turn it off. It's not his fault.
Well, it was interesting because not last Friday, but the Friday before when we were on, I think we had Stingray in the back. Didn't we?
Yeah, and they gave us a copyright strike.
I was like, what?
I'm going.
You couldn't even see it.
You couldn't see it.
It was all hazy.
How come you're so short? What's going on? You're just almost as tall as me.
I don't know.
You want to switch chairs? Oh, no, this is a comfortable chair. You sit there.
I can switch if you want
Oh,
to.
by the way, ask Gil Moore if he had any of his Triumph drum kits. He says he'd like to have his clear kit back. Maybe he'll buy it on eBay. And I said, Rockstar, you stole that. You're not going to be able to afford that. So he laughed. So there. I love Gil Moore. I used to play a lot of Triumph stuff when I was growing up. And he was one of those guys who taught me how to play. He said Skip Prokop of Lighthouse was a big influence on him, which was kind of cool because we lost Skip a little while ago. But it's nice to be here. It's nice just to hang out with you guys. I wish I would have been able to name this Friday Night Live. I'm not. What happened?
I think live chat's appropriate, is it not? Is it just called live chat?
Yeah. Is the filter still on? No, it's not on anymore. Thank God. We have a filter. When I do my interviews, if you do look at I don't know how to turn it off. I have a filter and I look like I've got, like they brushed my face off or something. It looks stupid. I look like a Kardashian.
So you could just basically just get up, put this filter on, and then just go for it.
No, I'm sure a lot of people use the filter, but I look like a freaking idiot. I don't know how to turn off the filter. Chase kind of said, well, Dad, it's kind of important. Maybe you want to research that. And I wrote, oh, yes. Thanks, Chase. Thanks, Chase.
Oh,
Chase is off tonight, so that's why we're downstairs.
DJH Record Hound. Good evening, John, Shannon, and chat. James says hello from Dogwood Road, Shannon and John. Dogtown Road. Hope everyone is doing well. Rick May, hello to you both from Ohio. Happy Mother's Day in advance, and hit that like button, folks. Thanks, Rick.
Hit the like
and
button.
Thank you for Happy Mother's Day. That's really sweet.
That's really sweet. I haven't gotten you flowers yet. Shannon sent this beautiful bouquet to her mother. It was really
I was so impressed. It was a local place. I
Which
always
we were,
like to support
we
local.
were there before in Calgary, yeah.
Over in Seton, and it was a gorgeous bouquet. I believe it was from Funky Petals, I think.
Funky Petals, for anybody in Calgary.
Amazing.
Even though most of our audience is in the United States, but still.
Todd says, I love his drumming. Tom rules for days.
Oh, yeah. Gil was just such a... I told him, I said, I've interviewed Rick Emmett 7 times, Mike Levine like twice, and I've always wanted to get you. And he says, hey, man, anytime.
Orbitson, good evening from Metro Pittsburgh. Hi. Brandon says, good morning, Shan and John. Have you interviewed Todd Rundgren?
She was just asking about Todd Rundgren the other day.
Hello,
It's Me was on.
I was just at...
She said, have you ever interviewed Todd? I went, no. I've interviewed some people who have played with him. Brent Bourgeois. Who are some of the people? It'll come to me. The bassist for Bad Out of Hell. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed.
It'll come.
Yeah.
Nina says, you both look and sound great. Chicagoland. Thanks, Nina.
Hey, you're in Chicago? Right on. We're going to go to Chicago this year.
Bob's Place. Hello, Shannon, John. Have a great weekend.
Thank you,
Bob.
Appreciate that.
And Loggy Doggy. Hello from Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, thank you very much. Thanks for hanging on and just kimming on and kimming on. You got to kim on.
You know, you can always tell when he's done like interviews back to back all day because it's just
fried.
after a while it's a little fried.
Then I got to go record my show for Vancouver after this. I'm going, come my shows.
But we're so happy to be here. We were off last Friday. And
why are we off last Friday?
Danica.
Danica was having a tough night.
And so...
Usually Chase is working.
And so it was really nice tonight that we have Chase up there hanging out with Danica and watching.
Oh, yeah. But next time we're going to have to do it on the iPhone so we can take you around to see the autographed albums because everything there is autographed. Right over here, sorry, Shannon, right here, Boston, Tom Scholes and Brad Delp. And that's my body language when I think about Brad Delp. I miss him so much. That's the death that really bothered me.
Oh, Kasim Sultan.
Oh, Kasim Sultan. Thank you. Thank you. Who said that? Appreciate that.
Boogington.
Yes, thank you.
Well, hey guys, from Pete from Riverview. Hi, Pete. We haven't been to see you yet at Sleep Country, but we will.
Wait a minute. Tomorrow's Saturday. Why don't we go see him tomorrow?
Are you working tomorrow, Pete?
Yeah, Pete, are you working tomorrow? We'll come see you. Don't take it personally.
We haven't forgotten.
We've gotten relatives to come and see us. Oh, look at this guy.
Non-stop.
This guy doesn't care what anybody says. He's just doing his own thing. He walks like he owns the town.
Glenn says, you know what? Here it's like sitting around the living room with friends. I couldn't agree more.
That's really nice of you. Thank you. Look, he's got paws, long legs like a rabbit.
Pretty dress, Shannon. Thank you, Denise. Much prettier than the Marilyn Monroe dress. You're so sweet.
Oh, that really bothered me. We built an entertainment website called Neil Sheet a few years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I'm not sure how long I've owned that. And inside our garage in Calgary, there was a piece of, what do you call that kind of board they put on the side? Not particle board, but whatever they put on before they put the siding on. But we didn't have our garage finished in Calgary. But it was a nice garage, double garage. And on the side of it, you could see, since it wasn't covered up, it said Nail Sheet. And I went, that's kind of a neat. And then I started doing mostly obituaries, and people started thinking nail the sheet. I'm going, no, it has nothing to do with that. Oh my God, but I can see how you would think that.
But it's funny as you're trying to come up for different...
catchy names.
Yeah.
2 syllables, nail sheet, which is good for URLs. Now people don't seem to care. But when we started that channel, the reason I'm bringing it up is our logo, our motto was no Kardashians, but then I went, no, but I'm saying the name no Kardashians. It's like telling someone don't think of a green tree; they'll think of a So we can't do that. But that was our one of our impetus to start Nail Sheet. We hated the Kardashians.
Lori joins us. Hello, Baldassi in the house.
Hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori, welcome.
Lori, I haven't gotten a hold of the manager yet, but I will. Thank you for always helping me. She helped me with Eddie Money and a few other people. Lori's great. She had me on her show. She wrote an article. Lori, you still doing the podcast? I'm just curious if you're still doing the podcast.
Paul said, John, have you heard the complete Chicago at Carnegie Hall? And if so, what's your opinion?
Well, I had the original, 4/5 LP box set. I had it. I bought it. I bought it on sale. I remember getting it for like half price in the early, and it goes way back, but it would have been the early 80s. It had been out for quite a few years at that point, of course. And I have to admit, I'd only listened to it maybe 4 times. Ask me tomorrow, I'll say twice. I don't know. Not a lot of times, but I'm now of the mindset that I would enjoy listening to that. That turntable, well, actually, it's not that one. It's an Akai turntable. I just bought that one. I forgot. The original Akai turntable I bought in 79, which was like $399 or something from Akai. It was their top turntable, quartz locked. It was everything. I played all that stuff on that turntable. I could never get rid of that turntable. But I bought this one for parts, and it ended up just being fine. I don't like using things for parts, old stereo, because I'm going, oh my God, it's sacrilegious. It's old equipment. So since this one worked, I just played that one. Boy, that was a long answer.
Pete says, yeah, drop by. Oh, and happy Mother's Day, Shannon.
Oh,
thanks.
Thank you.
Barry's asking, is your little guy a therapy dog? He's not a therapy dog.
We thought of it.
But he's therapy for me, big time. He's just very, very
there's another
affectionate.
man that's replaced me in this house.
That's right.
Look at that. Look at this crazy hair. This is all part of the package of craziness.
Floyd says, happy Friday, John and Shannon. Hi, Floyd.
Hey. I know.
And Lori says, yes, May 12th, the history of drag.
It's strange coming onto this and just coming out of an interview, because I'm always a little fuzzed out after an interview. And nothing against Gilmore. Gilmore was such a classy, wonderful man to talk. I just love talking to the guy. And I have to admit, all 3 guys, it's not just because they're Canadian, maybe a little bit, that they're just, just feel like someone had mentioned, it's like you're in the living room. You just feel like you're talking to an old friend or someone at a party who's making an effort. You know how uncomfortable it can be at a party? And then you see that one person and they make an effort talking to you, and you're so thankful because it's an uncomfortable situation. Gilmore's like that. Like he was, I asked him, what do you say? A lot of you might have heard me say this, but I asked him, okay, you're in a dentist's office. What do you say? And the person beside you asks you what you do. He said, well, I do say I'm a musician. I said, well, the next question is, well, would I know anything you've done? He always says, well, I enjoy being a musician. And he'll kind of deflect the question because he doesn't because the energy in the room will change, and you don't have that much time when you're with a guy who's in a dentist who's going to be called in. You don't want to be through your rock and roll story. And I went, this guy's cool.
DJH Record Hound says there was an announcer prep service called Bullshit 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. I subscribed to a few of them in the 80s. I think when I was at K-Lite. I was an all-night guy. That was my first job, but it was major market. And then I ended up, you get to a point where in radio where you go, what do I talk about? What do I say? And you just go, talk about what everybody else is talking about. Talk about entertainment. Talk about, you didn't have the internet back then, so you couldn't go, when I do my show sometimes, Lady Gaga comes up and I'll go, what's the latest with Lady Gaga? Google News, you get the latest information, and you go, okay, she did that, fine, I've got 12 seconds to talk, and you go on and you do it. That's perimeters now. You got a big logo beside you, Shannon.
Rick May says maybe your hair is scared by your shirt. Okay, that's classic. That's pretty darn good. Good one.
I put that picture up of a big, what do you call that shoe that I took a picture of?
Like
Croc.
A croc.
So I put this picture up,
It
and
was
someone,
pretty priceless.
but someone said the greatest thing. I didn't tell you this. Someone said we're gonna need a bigger foot of me holding this big croc. That's ingenious. I know it's Jaws, but I thought that was so good.
Jim says, who was the most important rock musician to die in the past year, in your opinion?
Oh, I don't know. It's always hard for me because with me especially, I sometimes will say, oh, it was so-and-so, and because I do so many obituaries, right? I don't know. They always make me feel old. They, kind of like, when Roxette died, you're a Roxette fan. Well, not Roxette. I forget her name. That girl that sings on Roxette. Someone will tell me what her name is.
Floyd the Barber.
As you can tell, I was a big Roxette fan.
What's the latest on removing your rock band wall mural?
Well, we haven't told Shannon, but we were planning on putting it there.
Where? Where was it going? No, where is it going?
In that wall there.
Which wall?
That wall back there.
That wall back there?
Yeah.
How's it going to fit with all the lights and stuff? And that's where our door is going.
Yeah, we have a sliding door going there.
Yeah. So
it'll probably... Boy, it's going to be a long night now that I've said that.
No, sure.
I'm really in trouble.
It's always food for thought.
I'm really afraid right now.
Nina says,
Send
"Are
help.
you
Send
Rush?
help.
Are you Rush fans?"
Yeah, well, Neil Peart sticks right there. Sorry, Shannon, right there in that little box. That Andy Kern from Anthem Records sent him. Of course, Andy's a rocker in his own right, and he's in a band with Alex Lifeson right now. He sent Chase some concert use sticks or practice sticks or whatever. Every little rivet on those drum kit. And next week, this is on. I'm doing this on a MacBook right now, so I can't lift this up because it's hooked onto a microphone and it's like crazy, man.
D. Gunther, do you have much vinyl from Ready Records? Hard to find.
Shannon's just going to lean over.
This way?
This is the vinyl we've got right there. 2 rows of that.
But he says, do you have anything from Ready Records?
No.
John,
mostly old vinyl.
Bob's Place. Hey, John, have you seen any of the McCartney videos from the new tour? And
Yeah,
if you
with John
have,
Lennon.
What's your opinion?
With the John Lennon in the back. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, he's getting old, and if someone asked me the other day, if it was Elton John or Paul McCartney, who would you talk to? And I'd go, career-wise, I'd have to talk to McCartney, but personally, because, there's some Elton John autographs up there. The Honky Chateau one, which is right there, is a good autograph. There's one up there, I'm not sure if it's real. And it's probably not real, but all the other ones look good. The Goodbye Oberk Road one, I don't think you can... Oh, it's right there. Right there, beside April Wine. It's okay, you're not in the way. You're so sweet.
I thought, can I point to it?
Yeah, well, you can. It's actually right there. Yeah, beside Boston. Here. Beside Boston. I bought it on eBay on a whim, and I paid I think $150 for it or something. It's like most of the other ones I've gotten on my own. Like our friend Carrie got us Zeppelin 4 autographed at the 06 or whatever that was called.
I think we need one of those pointers, they had in school.
Yeah. Hello, go to
Thank you, Kent Marie Fredrickson from Roxette.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. When she died, I didn't know her name. Which, because I never bought a Roxette album. I certainly knew her music or their music as a duo. And she looked really ill, but she was sick, right? I mean, my brother, when he had cancer before he died, my parents are really big on pictures and coffin pictures, which Catholics do a lot. But Andrew said, if you want to take a picture of me in the coffin, that's fine. But don't take a picture of me when I'm alive and looking like this. I don't want to be remembered that way. And he says, I'm not going to fight the coffin thing. He said, I'll be dead then. And that's my brother, my older brother.
Glenn says, more than a year, but still hurting from the loss of Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, that's our biggest video, by the way. That was it's weird, we've got Eddie on that. You can't probably see it from here. You can't see it. It's Eddie.
He's on the wall back there.
There's some pointers.
In the corner. It's pretty bad.
When you walk into a department store and they'll have these, oops, I don't know what I just did.
There's like 4 of us here on the screen.
Oh,
now.
I'm muted. What did I do? Hold on. Oh, I'm muted. Hold on. What did I do? You guys can't hear me, right? Hold on. Let me see. Can you ask it? Can they hear me? Here it is. There it is.
Excuse me.
We were muted.
I think we're on now.
Yeah, we're on now.
Good.
The hell kind of show is this?
So VE9EMS says my name is Dennis. What about Streetheart?
I love Streetheart. I did an obituary for Kenny Shields when he passed away. Underrated Canadian band. Kenny had a very different voice. I don't know if everyone loved Kenny's voice. I loved Kenny's voice. There's 4 Streetheart albums in there. Drugstore Dancer was one of my favorites. But Action is a great song. And I think their version of Under My Thumb is better than Stone's version. But Action was great. Doom, 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 doom. And Streetheart wasn't that well known in the U.S., so... I talked to Kenny for an hour on the phone one day as we were talking about why he couldn't do an interview. And then I'm thinking, well, we could have done the interview right now. But he was going through some stuff and his mother was sick. And, I've said this before many times. It was really nice to spend an hour with Kenny Shields and, get to know him a little bit. It was so when he passed away, it was tough. I mean, I saw them in concert, I think 3 times. Hi, Shannon.
Hey, I'm just taking a quick peek here. Rick May, have you ever interviewed either Nick Lowe or David Edmonds?
Dave Edmonds and Rick Lowe, yeah. Rockpile, yeah. No, I never have. And they weren't in my circle of that kind of music they were putting out. I certainly played them on the radio because I got into radio in 83. So, they were being played.
I think this is cool, and I want to add this in, just kind of the chat back and forth. Glenn, Hike with Mike, said, the day after the news of Eddie's death, me and every teacher in our school played Van Halen songs all day long that day in the class, each time the bell rang for each classroom change.
Wow! That's so classy.
That's pretty epic. I just want to share that.
Thank you, Hike with Mike. Thank you for sharing that, man. That is. Oh, I gotta make sure we're not gonna fall off here.
Gunther said, enjoyed your Mike Reno interview. Have
Thanks.
you ever interviewed Paul Dean? Why
No.
And why was he kicked out of Streetheart?
Was he kicked out? I don't think he was kicked out, was he? Interestingly, Spider is now in Streetheart. But Spider plays with Loverboy and Streetheart. Their bassist. I don't know I never heard he was kicked out. I'm not saying he wasn't. I never really thought of it. I thought he just went off and formed his own band, which is called Loverboy. And of course, Mike was in Moxie for a while, replacing Buzz Shearman. Everyone says Sherman, but I talked to Buzz's widow. I interviewed her, and she says, no, it's like sheep. It's Shearman, but it's like Randy Bachman. It's Randy Bachman, but
I still interchange that.
Everyone does. It's okay. It's like I don't think Randy cares. Well, he told me he doesn't care. Twice.
Lori pipes in, what's the word on the cost of concert tickets? Higher than usual?
Yeah, it's James Taylor and Jackson Browne just came here. I'd seen James Taylor before outside at the P&E in Vancouver, and it was freaking amazing. But I just thought, we're trying to save money for advertising, more advertising for the channel. We want to get to 100,000. So I look at it that way. I'm going, I'd rather spend it on advertising right now. And I've seen James. I'd love to see Jackson, but Might get a chance to interview Jackson Browne next little while. Hopefully.
JD says you said you interviewed the bass player of Nazareth, but
Pete Agnew.
But no video of that?
He's not on. He's not on video. We've got the video. It's a video. It's a Zoom thing. And I went, oh, you're not coming on? This is the third time I think I've interviewed him. I'm so bad at remembering how many. I've interviewed Dan, not Manny Charlton, and Daryl Sweet's dead. And Dan McCafferty wasn't on video either. He was a phone call. It's one of the last phone call interviews I ever did. I hate doing. I don't like talking on the phone to begin with. So Chase has cut up all Pete Agnew. He cut up. Which one did he do today? Jeff Skunk Baxter from a few days ago. He just cut that up. But Pete, we're going to have to put pictures of him or something when he's talking. Even though it's all cut up, it's me beside a blank screen. And Pete was great this time. He was just, he gave me such great stories. Amazing. And at the end, he said, John, you can talk to me anytime. Contact me this way if you ever want to do some more. I went, Pete, I want you to come on screen. But anyway.
That's why I love it when you do a few different interviews and in the day, and you come up and you say they only have a set time of when you can actually do, like that allotted time frame for it. And then it's like, oh yeah, I just got so-and-so's number and we can gab away later on or catch up later.
Someone ever steals my phone? If someone ever steals my phone.
But that says a lot right there, right? Just the connection that you're able to have.
But radio guys have this thing of going, my buddy Steve Lukather. I've interviewed Steve multiple times. I've emailed him privately so many times or text so many times. But I don't consider Steve Lukather my friend. I consider Steve Porcaro more of a friend. Mm-hmm. And it's not because of anything Steve Lukather ever did at all. But it just... I'm more personal with Steve Porcaro, even though I haven't talked to him in a little bit. And Steve and I have talked on the phone of just gabbing about stuff. It had nothing to do with interviews or anything. And he's always really nice whenever we posted something he posted something on the wall when it came up. And I don't know what he had said. Oh, when's the party or something? Yeah. Yeah.
Mark 187, hello from Pennsylvania. My fiance just got tickets for Roxy Music's 50th anniversary tour in September in Philly. Have you ever seen them?
No, I was just watching Kiss and Tell, the solo video, and it's one of my all-time favorites. Who's that? There's a few models on that one. We were looking at some Brian Ferry. What's the one you like? Dun, dun, dun. What's that? Came out something. What's that one, guys? Came around the time Something for Life, or what's it called? I don't know. I never bought it, but Kiss and Tell I bought. I remember going out and going, God, watch Brian Ferry Kiss and Tell. And of course Avalon, everyone had Avalon when I was getting into radio. Everybody had that album. And then they went back because that album was so much bigger. Everyone went back and started listening to the other stuff. Something for Life. What was that called, guys? My memory.
Chuck says, have you ever heard the two songs that Ann Wilson sings with Alice in Chains, album Sap?
I don't think so. I tried for Ann Wilson. I'm not sure if I'm on the naughty list. And if you're watching, which I doubt you are, I'm not sure why I can't do an interview with you. Ann was talking to a lot of people with not a lot of subscribers. And we're heading towards 100,000. So I hope that interviewing. I don't think she's like that. I hope interviewing the Fisher brothers didn't, or Mark Andes of Heart, formerly of Heart, interfered, because I don't think they said anything untoward. I don't know. Ann Wilson, I love you. Ann, talking to you. I love her more. But I love you too.
Bob says, I just saw Lindsey Buckingham last week during the last song, Go Your Own Way. He let me strum his guitar.
Oh my God! Really?
Oh, that is cool.
That is so cool.
Thanks for sharing, Bob. Love that.
That is so cool. Wow.
Kim says, I paid around $100 for a ticket for James Taylor.
That's really good. That's really, really good.
And James says, Taylor from One Man Dog through Flag Tours, loved every one of the shows.
Yeah, I don't know what tour it was for me. It would have been, oh, I know it would have been 92. Because I always, Shannon laughs at me. She says, what were you doing then? And I have to look at, I was with Andrea then. So that had to be between 91 and 92. Or I was dating so-and-so then. Or I was licking the floor with pain, not dating anybody then.
Yeah, but but those are sort of monumental times in your life where things have shifted. So I think it's very natural to basically group.
Yeah, when I was dating a lady named Andrea, an Italian young lady, she was dating a guy named Roy, and we went to Don Henley. We've said this before many times on here. And I remember when we met, we were talking about concerts we've been to that maybe we were at the same concert, could have passed each other or something like that. And I remember, I said, where were you sitting for Don Henley? She said, well, he was on my left. And I said, where were you? She said, about the middle of the hockey arena at Pacific Coliseum. And I went, really? Because I was that, but I was on the right-hand side. He was on my right-hand side.
So crazy.
And
who
and I said, you guys were right. You and Roy were across from Andrea and I. And
then how long after that did we actually meet?
We met in 97, so that would have been.
Oh God!
And Andrea and I were together for 2 years, breaking up in the late 92. So
wow, so a couple years.
This is our dating. I want that. And then if you go past a snake with a red hat, you've gone too far. What?
JD says, "Thank you, John. About Nazareth bass player. When you have time, put the video out."
It's all cut up, and I've just got to put a picture of Pete on there or something else, some semblance of something else. We've interviewed the Nazareth guys before.
So JD says, John, how much were you hurt when you heard of Susan Jacks died?
Well, I didn't know her, and we have the bass player from that we met with the twins, not the twins, the band in Calgary. I'm going off again, remember? And then there was a guy who went ding ding ding, and there was a car that went boom boom boom. It's like I don't know. Anyways, remember? I think his name was Kenny. He knew her. Who killed Kenny? We knew her. We knew him, and he knew her. And he said, "I'll get you an interview." And then she wasn't feeling very well. She's come to, if you've seen my obituary, she came to the C-Fund reunion. I was not there. One of my cohorts said, "Well, you make it sound like you were there." I'm going, "Well, I didn't say I was there. I just said she showed up at the C-Fund, and I worked at C-Fund. I never said I was there." I said I've come on video many times talking about C-Fund, saying I didn't go to the reunion because I was in Calgary and C-Fund's in Vancouver.
Glenn says, gotta go. Have a great weekend. Bye,
Take care, Glenn. Thanks, man.
Art says, hi, all. Loving my Rush Moving Pictures 40th.
Oh, right on. Yeah. What an era for the band. That was my favorite era for Rush.
Randall says, I saw Roxy Music in the 80s during the Avalon tour. And also have seen them in the 2000. Was awesome shows both times. Saw Brian Ferry solo 4 times.
Oh, wow.
As well.
What a man! What a classy man. Good dresser. Yeah.
Doug pipes in, hi guys, just found this channel. I could tell you
thanks.
stories I know you do not know.
Like what?
I have good ones. My stories from playing in some very neat bands and my travels with the camera. Have fun.
You and I should interview you. You would be fun.
Ooh.
You get a hold of me. My email address is in the about section. Just send me an email. We'll talk. Of course, I don't want to get sued or anything, but.
And James says, might have been able to call Bob Siedenberg from Supertramp.
Yeah.
A friend, but keeping in touch wasn't a strong point.
Well, John Helliwell, I've got his information because I interviewed him. He's the only guy I've interviewed. I met Roger Hodgson in the Eye of the Storm, his first debut album. I met him then. I had a chance to talk to him a little bit, which was really, really nice. And he's one of those guys that you're the only person in the room. So I remember halfway through, it was a very short conversation, like 5 minutes, because it was the album opening party with a lot of people there, and they were there for him. But he made sure that he worked the room. Jen, you look really nice tonight.
Thanks. Hi, Laura. Are there any new musicians or groups out there that you like that have a classic rock vibe, or maybe an old group that has some interesting new stuff?
I like Nazareth's new album, but not as a Nazareth album. I like it a lot. I was going to talk about Phil X with, I forgot to talk about Phil X with the Gilmore. Phil X replaced, and now he's with Bon Jovi, replaced Rick Emmett in Triumph. But yeah, I like most of. I love the new Toto stuff that they put out. I like the live album. There's so much albums that I'm getting, and I'm surprised that they're good. Graham Bonnet's new album. So rock and by the way, Graham Bonnet heavily influenced me on how to dress. And he was only with Rainbow for one album. Worked with a lot of different people. I just interviewed him, and it was nice to be able to tell him. He says, "Hey man, nice shirt," because He says, "Nice jacket." I was wearing a jacket, and I said, "You know what? You used to wear this red jacket that I really like." He says, "Oh, I've had so many red jackets," but yeah. He sang Rainbow's biggest hit.
Aaron. Hi, Aaron. Any chance to interview Tom Scholz?
Scholz. Yeah, everyone when we were growing up said Tom Scholz. I've tried. There's no contact information on the Boston site. So if anybody knows him, about page, my email address is johnbeaudin@icloud.com. I'd love to interview him. I've interviewed Jim Mastia, of course, their original drummer who plays on Rock and Roll Band on the debut, and came back for third stage. And I've interviewed Barry Goudreau. Great interview, God. I mean him, not me. Oh, I did such a great job. No, I never say that, but he's a great interview is what I mean.
JD says, John, do you think your wife looks like Rita Coolidge? She's pretty. Thanks.
That's the second time we've got the Rita Coolidge thing.
Yeah. I think it's just because I have long dark hair. That must be it. Someone said Cher.
No, you don't look like Cher.
No, but I think it's just the hair, maybe.
Well, Shannon would... Shannon... I showed a picture of Rita Coolidge. She said, I'm not sure if I remember where Rita Coolidge... I showed her. She said, oh, I remember her. Yeah, We're All Alone. I remember that. Yeah. Higher and Higher. And... she says, but I don't think I look like her. And it's just the hair.
When I was younger and I dyed my hair blonde, I know, hard to believe. Someone said that I looked like Carly Simon.
Really? Maybe it's the teeth.
Maybe it's the...
You got nice full teeth.
Anyways, thank you, DJ. Thank you. Bob says, just saw Eagles 3 times this month. 4th row, 3rd row, 2nd row. Wow.
How much does that cost?
Yeah, Bob.
Because even when Glenn Fry's brother, who I know quite well now... a lot of people, like I said, Glenn Fry's brother, Alan, is actually a guy I talk to all the time on and he offered his friends and family tickets for Las Vegas for the Hotel California thing. And I remember going, but then COVID hit. The concert was canceled, I'm pretty sure. But we wanted to go, and I went, that's a lot. Some people sometimes think that we're rich, and we're certainly not rich. I mean, these albums, which, are worth a lot, were accrued through 39 years in radio. By the way, I've been in radio 39 years as May 4th. So there.
39. What are you going to do for your 40th?
Damn nothing. Nothing at all.
I have to think of something. DJ H. Record Hound John.
I'll chase you around the house.
John, were you able to find that buzzy sounding interview? I emailed you.
Oh, you did. I'm
still
sorry.
interested in trying to fix it.
Yes.
I know you'd mentioned that too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. I've got. We'll actually have 4. So if you do good on the first, because I know we have Andrew Gold, we have Dan Peake of America, we have Ravi Shankar in his case, he's not the guitarist, and we've got Dave Brubeck, all done on the same cassette player, and they're all dead, every single one of them. Maybe it's their ghosts. No.
Art says that is a shirt and a half. LOL.
You know what? The problem with this shirt is, and I used to not do this, when you have a busy background like this, it's not good to have a shirt. It's good to have a plain color like Shannon. Because it's just, but my trademark is always I like wearing shirts like this. Even my brother reminded me, he says, you like
it just looks really happy. He just looks happy, right? It just...
My shirts, I can't even say it. I was going to say my shirt's having a trip, but on its own.
James says, before I lose power, hope tomorrow finds life loving you.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, James.
That's really
if you
nice.
haven't hopped off yet.
Thank you very much.
Dennis says, nice. What radio station did you work for in Moncton back in the day?
I never worked.
CKCW?
I remember CKCW. I met Brother Jake there. When I came from Miramichi, I came to... I was a friend of Jim Matheson. I can't find him. I don't know where he is. He's from Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. And he worked at CFAN or CFUN, because they changed names. My C Fun in Vancouver sold their name long before I was there or in radio to my hometown. Then they sold it back. So I think it was CFAN at that point. So Jim Matheson, who was the morning news guy, and I got to know each other. Our house burnt down. We live upstairs from or downstairs. And we went to see Seals and Crofts in Moncton. And Chilliwack opened. Weird combination, but somehow it worked. And he brought me to meet Brother Jake, who was working at CKCW at the time. It was really nice. Never talked to Brother Jake after that because we were in the same town. He was in Vancouver. But I went, hey, do you remember me? You know, I don't do stuff like that. So I was never on the radio. And I'm not on the radio in Moncton. And I won't be because I'm done after this. I work for Move 103 in Vancouver, which was CKXM in Vancouver. And I've worked for them, which with their sister station, C-Fun again, worked for them since 1990. I've been lucky. Most people in radio do not stay at a radio station that long. And in that time, I also became a program director of a station in Calgary.
And it was nice because at that time,
they didn't
you
care.
could kind of overlap a bit.
You can't do that
now you can't, but
yeah.
back
Chum
then,
owned it then. And I had been to the station for a long time, so they trusted me. I was a program director for a different company in Calgary, living in Calgary, meanwhile voice tracking a show, which I still do back in that room. The room I usually do my interviews is. That's the room I voice track in. That's a long-winded story.
DJ says, John, do you feel blessed that you can talk to pop stars and that you have a gift?
I feel blessed that I'm married to this lady more than anything in the world.
Thanks.
I remember when I met her, I remember thinking, I told you guys this before, you know, I've always been a picky guy when it comes to dating people. I'd rather be alone. Someone once told me, would you rather be abused or ignored? And I went, that's kind of weird. Polar opposites. And sometimes it's like that. So I was single and just dating a little bit for 5 years after a really, really tough breakup for me. And a friend introduced us. And the second I saw her, I literally told myself, I've never met anyone who looks like her or her type of look. And we got along and we've been together every single day for the most part since.
It's been a lot of years, like 25.
That's what I pinch myself for. I pinch myself for being with Shannon more than anything else that I've got. Sometimes she'll wake up, she'll be in her house coat, and it still makes me do, I'll still do this. Because she's holding a knife. No.
And if I spend the whole day in my house coat, he's like, it's been a great day because here you are just schlepping.
She used to wear stuff like that.
Taking it easy.
This is a beautiful dress. She used to wear stuff like this at work every day. She put on her high heels. And
you know what? Actually, it's nice still, on my own terms, to come here and to still, get dressed up now and then. But thank you. That's so sweet.
Well, I didn't mean to disrespect your comment because your comment is very, very valid. So let me circle back, is my favorite word, to that. It doesn't occur to me that I'm talking to, I don't know, maybe it's a defense mechanism because people always tell me you look like you're pissed off during your interviews. Well, I'm not wowed, but I am, but I'm not in a way that, I don't know. I don't know.
My biggest question is, and this I've always said that, and I've said this to you, like when you're going on with someone that you really, really, really admire, do you get nervous? Do you find yourself getting nervous before you go on? Or are you just like talking to one of the guys?
Well, I don't look nervous, and I don't have to. I mean, anybody who watched my interviews can tell I'm certainly not nervous.
No.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because of so many years. I mean, we have that famous picture of Ray McGuire of Trooper, which were a pretty big Canadian band, and they were at the height of their career, and he's like this. And it's nothing against Ray. Ray was just such a nice guy, one of my favorite guys that I've talked to. But he may be tired, or maybe just a stance, because you could freeze your TV screen anytime watching anybody on TV, and they can end up looking like this. Oh, he's had a stroke. And it was just maybe a moment in time, but I look at that and I'm going, I can't listen to that interview because I would think that I'm over talking on top of him, and that's one thing I don't do. I find it weird when people accuse me of talking too much, and I'm going, what? When they're talking, you ever notice, I don't say a word, I nod, and that's the thing you do. That's the professional TV thing you do, because I've known a lot of TV people. Shut the hell up when they're talking. Don't go, yeah, really, wow.
But the biggest thing I'll say too is that whenever you go to do an interview, and I mean, you know a lot about music, but you're always,
you got to research.
You're always prepared. You're always prepared.
You can tell the people who aren't prepared.
Yeah. and you always take the time and you do your research. And even though you know a lot about music, it's like a little encyclopedia in this guy's head. But
you were like that with new home sales, though. You could be, these doctors would come up to Shannon. This is a mutual admiration society. This doctor would come and want to buy a house, and they don't suffer fools. And Shannon would just pull it out. And Shannon was known for, within her company, when she was in new home sales, and she was selling $2-3 million houses that looked like they were worth a lot more. This market's crazy because that's nothing in Vancouver anymore. But in Calgary, it certainly was. And you were able to turn a negative into a positive, as they said.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed that.
One last thing about Shani is I saw this thing, and any of you guys, you can always befriend me on Facebook, unless you believe the earth is flat, then let's just leave it like this. But I saw this thing on a TED Talk, and it basically said the difference between people who follow through and don't, they have grit. And one thing Shannon has, and I don't have that. Now and then I'll have it. I'll go nuts and I'll go 3-4 months ahead on videos. But that's rare. It hardly ever happens. That's the grit part of me, which is the minority. Shannon's got grit. She gets things done. She closes the file. She makes it.
That's closing files. That's what I do.
She's really good
Start
at
it,
that.
close it.
If she ran this company, and we're dealing with Danica right now. She's a handful. She's a 24-year-old ball of energy in autism.
But she really is starting to settle in really nicely. We feel so incredibly fortunate for a lot of the services and the resources here.
She's gone the longest she's ever gone since having seizures ever. So it's we don't know if it's an anomaly.
We'll take it. We will take it.
But they say when you've gone a long time without a seizure, the one that comes up is a big one.
Floyd, John, what is your favorite use of music in a movie scene? Do you have one or two?
I'm not sure what the question is. Do you know?
What's your favorite use of music in a movie scene? So, is there any movie?
I'm not sure what you just clarify it. I'm not big on movie music as much as I'm big on. I like thematic. I like when someone puts on. Steve Porcaro and I had a long chat about this because he used to do Justified. I think it was Justified. We used to love that show. Mm-hmm. But of putting, I like mood music. I love ambient music an awful lot. I actually listen to new age music as an ambient as much as I listen to rock. I mean, everything there is rock. All my CDs, 80% of them are rock, and the other 20% are a few soundtracks like The Mission, Ennio Morricone, Saturday Night Fever, Grease, the garden variety soundtracks that everyone seems to have. Rent, I love Rent. I'm nuts about Rent. I love Rent.
Let me circle around here, Bob. The Eagles tickets face value was $1,600 for one. Got them for $290 a piece. I used to be a rock writer, being to 500 or 600 shows.
Oh my God!
Good at finding tickets. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool. Good for you, man. Good for you for putting that kind of experience in your life. Because in the end, it's relationships, love, experiences. People might remember their house. I mean, a house is really important, but it's the people you meet. When you leave a town, you miss, miss the mountain. Even though no matter when we moved out of Vancouver, the nicest place we've ever lived. Well, no, you like Penticton better.
You know what? I like every place that we've been, and we've been in a few different provinces.
I like being with her.
So we've just been kind of floating between BC, Alberta.
And we might go back to BC someday.
If
we can afford to go back.
Always up for an adventure.
Is that our dog?
Hay said, you two are a great couple. Thank you. Art says, yes, you guys are beautiful.
Thank you.
Lori Baldazzi, Q Van Halen, how do you know when it's love?
Oh, I like that. OU812, that's a great album. I love that album so much. That is probably, I know a lot of people would say that's sacrilegious to say. OU812 is probably my favorite Van Halen album, even beyond 1984. I had a friend who loved Diver Down. He was like crazy for Diver Down. He just loved that album. I didn't like their last album at all. when they kind of finished old songs and just, I don't know, it was just like a demo album to me.
And if we have any other mothers online here during our live chat, very happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Mother's Day.
You deserve a very relaxing,
lovely day weekend.
Yes, to get spoiled. And
Shannon was trying to get my mother here. She says, well, let's get your mother here for Mother's Day. And I said, well, she's kind of got plans, and she was here last weekend. And it's sweet, you know. It's hard to see your mother, and you're dealing with that with your parents. We love our parents, you know. My father was a little rough around the edges, but I love the guy. You know, he's my dad. He's from an older generation, and it's hard to see them. And you guys know all this. It's hard to see them age on that level. You know, you go, wow, there's going to be a time, and I know a lot of you have already gone through this, where, because we lost my dad. You know, her dad's dealing with health issues, and you kind of, it reminds you all the time. And when these rock stars die, you go, oh man, that rock star is younger than my mother, you know. But it's also, some people get lifestyle cancer too. And everyone has a vice. And I always look at people going, oh, you eat too much, you smoke too much, you drink too much, you go to bingo too much, you do, whatever your vice is. Everyone's got a little bit of something, you know. I just met with a friend of mine who had 3 heart attacks, got cancer, and he's still smoking. But he says, but I've decided I'm going to smoke. And I went, and you've decided you're going to smoke? I could have judged him, and I went, would I do that? Never in a million years. But we're all dealing with stuff, you know. It's hard. We could get blown up tomorrow starting to look at that kind of stuff, right?
Carrie says, hi, John. Hi, Shannon. Happy Mother's Day, Shannon. Thank you. Thank you, Pam.
Thanks.
Happy Mother's Day to you as well. JD says, stay loved always. Don't change. Love is good. And John, Swede Savage, John, is April Wine still a band? Are they still moving?
Yeah. Miles Goodwin, their lead singer, chief songwriter, is doing shows with Jim Henman, who's the original bassist of April Wine, on the Foot album, if you remember. That's an album that had Fast Train on it. Was a minor hit. By the time they released... Sorry, Shannon. Oh, it's not there. Oh, I can't see it. The Foot album. No, they released this album. You Could Have Been a Lady was on... Oh, I can't go right there. That album there. The album, it looks like an album. On record, You Could Have Been a Lady, the Hot Chocolate song was on there. But anyway, Jim Henman, who I've interviewed, I think 3 times, really nice guy. He tours with them, and they do an acoustic show. So they just did a show the other night, April Wine. Brian Greenway, their guitarist from the mid-'70s. He's been with them since then. I think first appeared on First Glance. Yeah, First Glance, which is... it's down here. Behind Shannon's head, right there. First Glance is right, hold on. Boing, right there. Right there. That's First Glance. Autographed by Jerry Mercer, their drummer, Brian Greenway, Miles Goodwin, and Jim Clench, who passed away a few years ago.
Before I forget, everyone, please hit the like button.
Thank you.
We always appreciate that. That's always...
Can we tell? Oh, yeah, 53 likes. Not bad.
Thanks. It's always something
That's
we
always
always
really
love
nice.
to put forward.
Oh, we're going to have to wrap it up, I guess, because at 10 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock here, Atlantic time, Shannon and Danica are...
Play Scrabble.
Play Scrabble.
We do.
And if you know autism, it's got to be on
like, so she's doing pretty good to sort of hold off an extra 5 minutes for us.
Are you surprised she hasn't come down? I'm kind of surprised she hasn't come down.
She didn't get racing down.
Yeah. So...
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's always our pleasure. And we wish you all a great weekend.
Yeah. I'm going to take a few more questions. You should go up and be with her. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to take a few questions. I'm going to talk about you behind your back.
Oh, no, you...
Yeah, it's online. It's
Bye,
online.
Everyone. Have a good night.
Oh, Barry Bowman says, Happy Mother's Day, Shannon.
Thank you.
Oh, Bob's Place. Thank you. Any chance of interviewing America? I've interviewed Jerry Beckley and Dan Peake. That's why. America album autographed. There's a... Okay, hold on. Jerry and Dewey autographed. There you go, right there. Up right there. The History album. That's Jerry and Dewey's autograph. That's the Doobie Brothers up there. Supertramp autographed beside it. Supertramp autographed by the entire band, including Roger Hodgson. Taken to the streets. Interviewed Patrick Simmons, Keith Knutson, and who else? Patrick Simmons. Pat Simmons. Oh, Tom Johnston. Yeah, how could I forget him? But that was his last album with the band before he left. And then Alan Parsons, iRobot, Elton John, Honky Chateau, Billy Joel, The Stranger, and then Hearts. That's Hearts, like right beside my head there, by America. And then we have Elton John here on the next row. Elton John, Goodbye Old Brick Road. I don't think that autograph's real. I don't even know why I have it on there. Because I know Elton John's Boston, autographed by Tom Scholes and Brad Delp. May you rest in peace. April Wine again by those four. Led Zeppelin, 3 remaining members and Jason Bonham from the 06 concert. My friend Carrie bought her way backstage. She had connections. The Toto past and present, autographed by every single member of Toto at that point, but not Jeff Porcaro. They're all in different colors. Then beside that, we've got Don Henley and Glenn Fry with the greatest hits. April Wine again, Stand Back. Underneath that, Bruce Hornsby. Then April Wine again. Then Level 42. Then Peter Gabriel. Tony Levin autographed that, as well as Peter Gabriel. Then Foreigner's album, Mick Jones and Lou Gramm. And then April Wine. There you go. I usually record my show at 11 o'clock, so I'm just kind of hanging out. Sweet Savage, thank you guys. Aaron Campbell, do you know you will put up Jeff Skunk Baxter? Probably this weekend. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Carrie Crouch, super cool looking music room. Thank you. Pam Norris. John, how much did you enjoy talking to Steve Hackett? I just saw him last month. I've interviewed Steve Hackett more than anybody else. And I consider him one of the nice guys in doing this sort of thing. He's just such a nice man. The reel to reel is a Studer, so it's a Mercedes of reel to reels. You can see it there. It's an A807. That's the model. Look it up. You'll say, wow. And it's in pristine shape. Yeah, it's a A807. It's worth 10 grand, and it weighs a ton. I bought it for $1,000 from my first boss, Len Tucson. He's a legend in Edmonton. So there you go. Oh, I'll show you the other autographs we have. Sorry, I'm going to have to show you the light that we have. We have to have there's the other autographs there. On top, Electric Jewels by April Wine with Jerry Mercer, Miles Goodwin, Brian Greenway, and Jim Clench. Silent Letter by America, Live at the Elmo Combo, April Wine. George Benson autographed that. I met him. I've got a nice picture with George in my office. I used to be co-chair of the Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards. Al Jarreau autographed. Daryl Sturmer, Tony Banks, and Phil Collins autographed Trick of the Tail. Elton John, Captain Fantastic. Elton John, A Single Man. Checkfield, who were a new age band. Ron Satterfield, John Archer autographed that. James Taylor, one of my very good friends, got that for me. Autographed a JT album. Then Glenn Fry autographed Hotel California, and Terry Bozzio autographed the the second UK album, Danger Money. I'm out of breath. So that's the autograph stuff on there. It's a nice room. It's really a bright room. There's a window here, another window here. This is a basement, but it's a walkout basement, so you can sort of see there's a walkout there. Oh yeah, there's Toto autographed there. That's Chase's. So that's give you an idea of the room. We had this whole house painted. If you see some earlier interviews up on top here, it's painted sort of. Hey Shan, yes? What was the color that the basement was painted in?
Like a maroon.
Yeah, kind of a maroon burgundy, and it made the room look small because this is fairly big room, for music. That's why we have the JBL speakers. I bought those for like $300. It's crazy. Like I'm going, what? And the guy was just wanting to get rid of them because his wife said, you bought new speakers. That's enough now. Enough speakers. Go away. I went, okay, I'll get them. So there you go. It's a Studer. Iron Man 2009. Some great autograph albums. Thank you. Hike with Mike. I lost my signed all my members of Motley Crue. Oh, wow. Their first album. I met them before their album took off. Wow, that's the best time. Yeah, I did some of my interviews on that Studer. Pam Morris, so jealous about TOTT. Eric Knutson. You work and dedication to music is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I pray you continue the course of the year to come. You bring enjoyment to music lovers everywhere. Eric, that's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Anne-Marie Delgado. I love the name Delgado. I've always loved that name. Steve Hackett Plus puts on the best Genesis concert nowadays. Yep, I agree. DJ H Record Hound. Nice wall of LPs. Pam Norris. Yes, Anna Marie. Tracy Dillard. Yes, it's nice looking music room. Thank you. James Bashir. Hey, James. Lost all my autograph albums during moves. Oh, no. Kinks, Aerosmith, Kiss, Alice Cooper. Great memories. Wow. I think I've shown you guys. Hold on. Is it on here? Hold on. Let me just give me a second. Videos. How do you see all the photos? How do you do that? Oh, hold on. All photos? I think I'll show you something here. Give me a second. A lot of pictures of Trans Ams. You got to see. Johnny Forehead. This is me and my little brother. I'm the older one. They used to call me Johnny Forehead. Actually, I gave myself that name. That's my brother Charles. He's a real nice guy. See what else I can show you here. Johnny Forehead. I'm looking for a specific picture of my room. Some of you might not have seen it. Of my room in Miramichi. Sorry, I'm putting you through this as I'm going through pictures, just like I'm checking my phone. I'm kind of checking my iPad. I can't find it. That's too bad. I wanted to show you. Some of you have seen this room already. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. My room in my bedroom at home, my mother's house. That's all black light paint. And I did this video because I can't get good internet there. So let me see if I can get. Come on. There you go. That's my room in my mother's house. I did that in grade 11 and 12. There you go. Yes, that's Captain and Tennille up there. I love Captain and Tennille. Love them. A lot of Canadian bands on there. But I want to show you that. So 10:15, I think I'm going to bow out here pretty soon. Any more comments? Hey, Dwayne Dalton. Hello from Dallas, Texas. Hike with Mike. Signals was my favorite Rush album. Good album. Judas Priest. Have you seen Boston live? No, I had a chance to in Ontario a few years ago, but I never went because Brad Delp was dead. So I thought, I don't know. I've not interviewed Ian Thomas, Aaron Campbell. No, I interviewed a lot of his cohorts like Murray McLaughlin and Mark Jordan. It's not because of his brother, because Dave Thomas of SCTV is his brother, but they're both really funny. Jim Sparrows, hi everyone. DJ H Record Hound. That mural was cool to see. Thank you. Nice pick. Cute lads you are. Anna Marie. Tracy Diller. My God, that's sweet. It's all black light paint, so it lights up. So we're thinking of just putting it there as a temporary thing, though. We're not sure. Iron Man in 2009. Johnny Forehead. A kid would ask why, and then you would headbutt them. That is so funny. Oh my God. Pat Michael. Pat Paradise Rock Station in Sioux Falls loves your shows. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Pat Paradise. That's a great radio name. I'm not big on radio names, but that's a good radio name. Bob's Place. I read today that Olivia Newton-John is not doing well. Cancer came back. Oh, no. Dennis, have you ever used a stage name on radio? Well, I've never used a stage name. Deanna says, happy rockin' Mother's Day, ladies. My son gave me a Rick Nelson cameo. Nielsen cameo. How does he say his name? Is it Nelson or Nielsen? I like Cheap Trick. I don't love them. I like them. Michael Graves. Brad Delp grew up in my hometown. Oh, wow. Danvers. James Bashir. Your wall of fame is one of my favorites. Fanboy tributes to all. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. JD John. How do you still keep your black hair? 61. I'm 62, but I've got, you can't really see it. Especially, look, I got gray hair. See? Gray hair. People think I dye this, and I dye this. I never, ever have dyed my hair. I dyed it blonde once, but see, I have gray hair. Just to prove people, they think I don't have gray hair. I do have some gray hair, but I don't dye the top of my head. I just don't. My father was in his grave at 87 years old in his coffin, and he still had mostly dark hair. I have more gray hair than he did. So anyway, there you go. Okay, I have one comment. Oh, Muskrat Love. Yeah. I'm going to show that. I don't know why they hid that. Sorry about that, Brienne. Maria Day. Hi, Maria. Hike with Mike. My father-in-law used to stage name his entire career when he worked in radio. A lot of people do. I just didn't want to. And it was tricky for me because my name is John Beaudin, but it's Beaudin. Like my name, I don't speak French anymore, but my name is Jean-Marcel Joseph Beaudin. So, but English people did not want to say Beaudin. I didn't hear that from any English people, but I knew that if I was English, I wouldn't want to say John Beaudin. And I didn't like the way that sounded because it is Beaudin in French. So I changed it to Beaudin, and a lot of people in my family say Beaudin now. And a lot of people with that spelling, Beaudin, also say Beaudin. I didn't know that at the time because it was before the internet. So there you go. And we're going to wrap things up. Thank you, everyone, for being so kind tonight from Shannon and I. And I'll make sure I spoil her for Mother's Day. She's, I'm not sure how I turn this off now. What the heck? Oh, there it is over there. I'm going to have to change the name of this broadcast. Anyway, thank you. We had a great interview with Gil from Triumph. We're going to put that up in the next few days. We'll put the entire thing on our Canadian channel because he's a Canadian boy. And the snippets on Rock History Music. But take good care of yourself, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.